It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and let me wish you a happy new year. Isn't it amazing how fast time flies? And I guess that's a sign of aging when you think time flies, because you know, the younger generation doesn't think it flies at all. It doesn't go by quick enough for them. But it does seem that the past year has just flown by. Happy New Year. I hope that the year holds wonderful and very prosperous things for you. I know that that is what our good Lord intends for us, is for us to have an abundance this year. So Happy New Year to you. I hope that your Christmas time was a wonderful time, that you were able to fellowship with your family and just enjoy one another. And that's what we need to do more of. So let me also invite you to send us your healthy recipes. If you have a recipe that you just love and you want us to taste it, send it to us. We'd love to make that dish, or maybe we'll ask you to come on and make the dish for us. So let us hear from you. We'd love to come to your organization, your church, your group, and speak on a health topic. So we'd love to hear from you about that as well. Just write to the station and we'll get the message, and we'd love to come and talk to you. All right? So what are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to do a dish similar to what we've done before, but a little bit different. Many of you loved the spaghetti squash. We're going to do that again. It's amazing how spaghetti-like it looks. You know, it looks like real spaghetti. Of course, it's spaghetti squash. It comes out that way. And I found a way that you can do it in the microwave. Now, let me say this. First of all, I'm not a great cook in the microwave fan. I don't think it's the best thing, but if you're in a hurry and you got to get something quick, it is an option. So I'm going to tell you two ways. One is you can put this in the oven and do the same thing, but I'm going to show you if you decide to use the microwave, then I'm going to show you how you can use that. But otherwise, remember that you can put this in the oven and let it do the same thing, okay? So, should we get started? Well, while this is cooking in the microwave, we're going to be doing some other things here on the stove, okay? All right, so the first thing you're going to do is buy yourself a spaghetti squash. All right, this is a spaghetti squash, and you're going to put it there and you're going to cut it open. Now, there's a little art to that. I'm not claiming to be the best at it, but this is how they recommend you do it. Put a cloth in your hand, just stab it in the middle, like so. Use this cloth, kind of get your grip, and cut down. Now, it takes a little strength to do this, okay? Okay, and then go the other side and do the same thing. Okay, we're getting there. There we are. Okay, now once you do that, that's going to leave you with these two halves here. Okay, and I'm going to do one half cooking. You're going to take the seeds out. Okay, so you're going to go in here and you're going to cut out the seeds. You do that. Whoops. You don't want to mess up your spaghetti. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this one, because if you dig too deep, you get too many seeds out. I'm going to keep that one. I'm just going to do this one that I'm going to take the seeds out just on the top here. Show you again, because I don't want you to. All right. Take these seeds out. Top seeds, okay? top seeds, because you really don't need the seeds. Okay, let's try to get those out. Some of the spaghetti is already coming out. That's okay. There's more there. Okay. Now, you're going to get your baking dish. And you're going to put about 1 inch of water in it. Like so. You're going to take your spaghetti squash and turn it face down like this. And we're going to put it in the microwave. It stays in here about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here for like 12 minutes. We're going to check on it after 10 minutes and see where we are. Okay? Now we're going to just toss these in my trash can there. Okay? Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to cook the other one later. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little mixture here and put some olive oil in my no-stick pan, which I don't have to, but I like having a little oil in there. And I bought some broccolini. How many of you are familiar with broccolini? This is broccolini. It looks like broccoli. It is a kind of broccoli. Okay. And I'm just going to cut that. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of cut it up. Excuse me. Excuse me. We're going to put some broccolini in here. Okay. Got some more. I cut the end off of it. I've already washed it. Cut it sideways. I had to decide that. I decided it while I was doing this. You know, I kind of think about it as I go. See which way is best. And then I'm going to put one more little bit of broccolini in there. I like broccolini. And I'm going to put some of my other favorite stuff to put in things. Mushrooms. But I'm going to cut them up a little bit, so it's not quite so bulky. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter substitute. You know, I'm not totally against using butter sometimes, as some people are. I'm going to put a little, can't believe this, but I've gotten into the habit of using can't believe it's not butter. And to me, it gives the same buttery taste. But of course, real butter, I'm sure you can tell a difference if you do it a little bit. It's probably a little bit richer tasting. A little salt and pepper. Not much, and that's sea salt, by the way. And some pepper. Okay. And now you hold tight and look at that. I'm going to get some lemon juice. I love lemon juice. A little lemon juice. And we're going to saute that. That looks good. You know it does, doesn't it? Now, when I'm eating this as a breakfast, part of a breakfast, I put some onions and all that in there. But for what we're going to be making, which is kind of a spaghetti cheesy dish, that doesn't call for onions. So I'm just going to saute this some, and we're going to let that do its thing there for a minute while we clean up a little bit. 10 minutes goes by fast, believe me. Okay. And this is just going to keep sauteing. You know, in the future, I'm going to get this, hopefully get this oven, this stove top converted to uh, gas, because that's really what I like best. But for those of you who have the electric top, you can do it just as well, but you got to watch it really closely. And sometimes when you really want to control it, you just take it off there and swish it around like they do in the restaurants. Now you can always taste this to see if it tastes like what you want, okay? I like for it to start getting just a little soft and you know. Now in order for that to happen, sometimes if you add a little water to it once it's sauteed nice and brown like you like it, then that helps to, the steam from that helps to cook it and make it softer, okay? All right, now let me see how many minutes have gone by. It's amazing, you only have 4 minutes and some seconds left for that to cook. I'm gonna turn this down some to medium, and I'm gonna get my cans out, because guess what? While we're doing this, we can be working. How about it? 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. I'm so glad you're watching. I hope you're having other people watch with you. Maybe have some friends over, pop some corn, and just enjoy this time with me. But I hope you're exercising too, because all of that helps to make this new year more of what you want it to be. Why don't you start out exercising? You know, I just bought a new treadmill, and I'm hoping that this will help keep my new year on track. Okay? All righty. Now every now and then I want to stir this so that it browns and gets to looking good. Now I'm going to add the water to it and see, let it, yeah, it starts steaming up some when you do that. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. I'm going to take this off for a while because we've got a little bit of time and I don't want that to overdo. 1, 2, ready, and 1, and 2. Now what we have in there is broccolini, mushrooms, salt and pepper, and some lemon juice. That's what I have there. All of that is good for you. All right? And 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, 13, and 14, and 15. Let's do 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 2, 3, and 4. Let's march. 1, and 2. Oh boy. 3. Uh-oh, a little sniffle. And 4. That pepper gets up your nose. 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Let's do 15. 9, and 10, 11. Come on, you can do this. 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. 2, 3, 4. Now take a deep breath in. Let it out. Another deep breath in. Out. Oh, that feels good. It really does. You know, you have to keep a little check and see, of course, this will make a noise when it's ready, when it's been 10 minutes. So we still have some time. It's not quite 10 minutes yet. And let's do some twisting. 1, and 2, 3. Have you made a resolution to eat more fruit this year? There are some of you who don't eat any fruit every day. Now, you know if you do, but I want you to make a habit of having a piece of fruit every day. I just went shopping and I bought some fruit, and you know, but it's expensive to eat healthily. I try to buy organic fruit when I can, because then I don't have to worry about the pesticides, etc. But you pay for that. So those of you who are able to get the organic, and even if you feel like you can't, save up try hard because you want to stay as healthy as you can. You don't have to have organic. You can wash your fruit and vegetables really well. There's something called veggie wash you can buy to do it. And then there's ways you can make the veggie wash yourself. So, you know, you can still eat well. It doesn't have to always all be organic. Okay, let's do some more exercises. All righty, let's do 10. And 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. I had to cut that short a little bit because we need to check on our squash. So let's check. You take a fork and just dip it into there. It's not ready. Let's give it about 3 more minutes, okay? So we're going to set this. We're going to give it about 3 more minutes. All right. Now, you know 3 minutes goes by fast, right? Now, we're going to use, in that broccolini and the mushrooms, we're going to put 4 cheeses, Mexican 4 cheeses in there. And we're going to stir that around, and then we're going to put that in that squash, okay? Now, I'm going to have to bring this back over when we do that. You'll see why, all right? So let's keep exercising now. And I want you to keep this up all through the year, not just now. If you start working now, just think about how you're going to look by summer when you want to go to the beach and you want to put on that bathing suit and get in the water. You know, you want to look good. You want to look toned, don't you? You know you do. So you're going to have to start working now if that's going to be the case. And not just for other people, but for yourself. For yourself. Now, many of you know that you're trying to lose weight. So this is a good way to do it. And also remember that if you're, a working person, try to make your lunch and take it with you. Otherwise, you got to depend on whatever they have. And that's always a risk. When I went shopping today, I thought about lunch and I bought some things to take for lunch so I could control my calories. And that's what I want you to do. All right. Some of you are fortunate. You go, you have time for lunch at your job, or you have a pretty decent cafeteria where you can choose from various things. But many of you may not have that so much. And so you're dashing out to maybe a fast food place or something, and you're at the mercy of whatever they have. So I recommend that you bring your lunch, especially if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to get on a healthier lifestyle. It may take a little more time at first, but once you get into the groove of doing it, you'll do it and it won't be a big deal. All right? So let's see. Believe it or not, we've got about 53 more seconds, and then we're going to check our squash, and then we're going to take the spaghetti out and put it to the side, and we're going to just have a great old time. All right? Let's see. 37 more seconds. Let's just march a little bit while we're waiting. Lift those legs. Lift them high. Lift them as high as you can, and just keep going, okay? All right, now let's just stretch a little bit. Let's stretch some. That always feels really good. Stretch from side to side, stretch from front to back. Just try to do that. And in between this, drink some water. I recommend that when you first get up in the morning, one of the first things I want you to do is drink a glass of water. Just start your day out with a glass of water. It's like watering your plant, okay? All right, that's the signal. Let's check our squash. Should be nice now, and I think it is. And we're going to take it out now. Oh, I'm so excited for you to see this. Okay, so we've taken this out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over like so. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take it out like this. Okay, look at that, that's nice. Okay, now we're going to move this out of the way. And in fact, we're going to move this out of the way too. I'm going to put our broccoli and stuff over here. Turn it back on a little bit higher because we're getting ready to put some cheeses in it. So I'm going to open my Mexican 4 cheeses. Okay, look at that. Different kinds of cheese in there. What's in there? Shredded Monterey Jack, cheddar, asadero, and quesadilla cheeses with cream cheese also. That's in there. So you can use any combination of cheeses that you want, but I want this to get nice and warm enough now that my cheese will melt. So I'm getting ready to put the cheese in there. So let's let that get nice and hot first. And then I'm gonna stir my cheese up in there. And I'm gonna also put my spaghetti in there. So watch this spaghetti now. This is what I love about it. Look at there. Look. Isn't that nice? Now that really looks like spaghetti right there. Okay. Gonna put that in there too. There's one seed, and we don't need the seed. See, there's plenty of. If you really look closely at that, you can see it looks like spaghetti. Look there. It just comes out like that. Let's take that off. We don't want to burn anything. Putting this all in here. Now you don't have to use all of it if you don't want. That's up to you, but you certainly can scope it out. Now I'm going to save some of this for later, but I'm going to go ahead and scoop it out. I'm going to scoop some of this in my bowl with my mushrooms. We don't have much time. Look at that. Okay, let's go ahead with the cheeses. We're giving out of time. Let's put our cheeses in here. Look at there. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You love it? You gotta love it. Then you just go ahead and put this back into the squash like so. Okay. Now there would have been more. There would have been more had I used all my squash. Okay. Now look at that. Look at that. Now I'm going to put a little pepper over that. Oops, burning. Don't want to burn. That's the thing you have to worry about with the electric stove. All right, let's just taste it. We got a few seconds left. Look at that. Oh boy, you gotta let that cool. But you see what you have a container for it there. And that's colorful and nice at home. You know, you can serve that. That can be your serving dish. People will scoop out of here to get their spaghetti, squash. That is delicious. Oh, you're gonna love that. If you have a piece of tuna steak or grilled chicken breast, you can serve on the side, and maybe a salad if you want, and then everybody goes by and gets a scoop out of here. You're gonna love this. It is absolutely delicious. Try it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. Good night. Now, there are certain foods that are more at risk to be affected by pesticides than others. And one of these days on the show, we'll go over those. We'll go over those, okay? Now, I'm sorry, I have a dog, And sometimes my dog likes to bark. You know, usually she doesn't when we're doing the show, but sometimes she wants to do that. So those of you who are dog owners, you know how it is, don't you? I could have just put her off into a room. I didn't do that, but I know now next time I think I will. Okay, so let's do one more little round of exercises. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, let's do 10. 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. Presley, where are you? Quit that barking. Quit that barking. You know what I'm saying?